Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Montague, and in this video I am going to show you how to pair observers with students in Canvas. So there are three different ways I am going to show you how to pair an observer with a student, and I am also going to show you what a parent needs to do in order to set up a Canvas account and pair with their student on their end. All right, so I'm going to jump right in, and I'm going to be using my MHS example course as the course that we use throughout this video. So the first method of pairing an observer with a student is the teacher, that's you, can go in and generate a pair code that you can then share with the student's parent. All right, so if you're a teacher, you want to go into the People section of your Canvas course. So I'm going to click on People over here on the left side, and it is going to show me a list of all of the people that I have in my Canvas course. So let's say that your parent has said their student is David Decker and they want to be able to see David's progress throughout his courses. To generate a pair code to share with that parent, you go to People and you click on David's name. That's going to open this panel off to the right side where you will click on his name again. So on this in-depth information page for David, on the right side you see a column that says more about this user with a bunch of options underneath. You want to click on Pair with Observer. That is going to open this little window where you will get a pair code that you can copy and send to the parent in order for them to pair with their student. Make note that this code expires after 7 days. So if the parent has not used this code within 7 days of you sending it to them, you will have to generate a new code because this one will no longer work. It also notes that it will expire after 1 use. So if the parent uses this pair code and then somehow loses that pairing with their student and needs to repair, you will have to again generate a new pair code for them to use. All right, so I have copied this pair code and I'm going to click OK. And then I would then share that pair code with the parent of the student so they can pair. So now I am going to show you how to set up a pairing on the parent side. So once you send that pair code to the parent, this is what they're going to have to go in and do. So I'm going to open an incognito window over here so it doesn't sign me out of my actual account. All right, so I'm pretending to be a parent right now. All right, so as the parent, I need to go to the Cherokee County Schools Canvas login page, which is cherokee.instructure.com/login/Canvas. So that's going to take me to the login page for Canvas. So as a parent, I can go ahead and log in if I've already set up a parent account. But if I have not set up a parent account, I would need to click on this link up here in the corner that says Parent of a Canvas User. Click here for an account. So when I click on that link, this is where the parents can sign up for their Canvas account in order to observe their students' progress. So the parent would enter their name, they would enter their email address, they would set their password, and then there's a box down here at the bottom where they can put in that student pairing code. Once the student agrees to the terms of use and the privacy policy for Canvas, they can click Start Participating, and that will set their account up with their selected password, and they will be able to view David Decker's progress in his courses because I've entered that pairing code that I got from my student's teacher. All right, so if I have actually already set up a parent account and I don't want to do it again, so I'm going to cancel out of this. But that is how a parent would initially set up their account in order to view their student's progress. All right, so I'm going to hop back over here to my example course and move on to the second way that the parent can get a code to pair with their student. All right, now this is something that the student can do from their end. So you as the teacher will not be involved in this pairing process at all, but you might need to explain how to do this to your students for them to pair with their parent if they want to go through their account and do it. So in this particular example, I'm saying I am the student and I want my parent to be able to observe my progress in my classes. So me as a student I'm going to click on my account over here on the left side. And from there, I will click on my settings. So your students can go to their account and then click on settings to get their pairing code. So over here on the right-hand side from my settings page, if I scroll down just a little bit, you can see I also have this pair with observer option. So when I click pair with observer right here, it will again bring up that box that gives me a pair code. So myself as the student can copy this code and share it with my parents, and then my parents would go back in and set up their parent Canvas account using this code to pair with me. So it's going to do the same pairing that it would do if you as the teacher provided the pair code, but in this instance, the student is providing that pair code. All right. So that's the second way that you can get a pair code to pair a parent with a student. So at this point, you might be wondering, well, what happens if the parent has already set up the account and didn't have a pair code when they set it up and need to go in and add their student to observe? Or what if the parent has more than one student at Cherokee County Schools? The sign-up box only had one box to put in a pair code with a student, and they have two more students that they need to pair with. All right, so the parent can add more students to their observations by going into their account, and I'm going to show you how to do that part of it right now. So I'm going to hop back over to our Canvas login page, and I'm going to log in with my account that I set up as a parent here. All right, so I have now logged in to my parent account, and you can see that it's a parent account because it's showing me all of David Decker's courses that I'm observing. So you see he is in the MHS example course and our remote learning CCS course, and both of these tell me that I am observing David Decker within these courses. All right, so I have another student that I would like to add to my observations. All right, so if I click on my account as the parent and click on this link that says observing, that's going to take me to this page where I can input another code and then click on this plus student button to pair with a second student or a third student or a fourth student. However many students that parent needs to pair with, they can add their pairing codes that they've been provided by either their student or the student's teacher and pair with that student. All right. And another good thing to note here is that even if, let's say, David Decker's math teacher was the one that provided me with his pairing code, using that pairing code will give me access to all of David Decker's courses, regardless of if it was the math teacher that sent it to me or the English teacher or whoever. It doesn't matter who initially sends that pairing code, it will give me access to all of his courses because I am paired with him and his Canvas account. All right, so that's a good thing to note. It should just add the parent to all the courses, so each teacher doesn't have to individually go in and do this process. Once one teacher has paired a parent with a student, all of the courses are taken care of at that point. All right, so if I click to add student right there, that was apparently another code for David Decker, and I'm already observing him, so it's not adding an additional student. But they can paste any pairing codes they've got and observe multiple students that way. All right, so back over to my MHS example course over here. I am going to now show you the third and final way that you can pair somebody with a student. All right, so the final way to pair an observer with a student is by you manually pairing the student and observer together. Now, this particular method of pairing will work if you're pairing a parent with a student, or it will also work if you are pairing, let's say, an EC teacher with their EC students that are in your class, or a TA with certain students who are in your class. So this is the only way that I know of to pair somebody who's not a parent with a student without having to have them go in and set up a parent account. You can just pair them directly. All right, so I'm again going to go into my MHS example course here and go to my People tab. And once this loads here, you can see that there's 2 entries right here for Alyssa Montague. So one of the Alyssa Montagues is my teacher account, so I'm set as the teacher for this class. My other account in here is my observer account, and you can tell that that's the case because I've got my observing of David Decker going on right here. All right, so the final way to pair is very easy. You simply find that observer in your course, and you can click on this 3 dots next to their name, also called the hamburger. If I move my face over a little bit so you can see here, they've got a tab here that says link to students. So find that observer, click on the 3 dots next to their name, and then click link to students. So when I click on that, it's going to give me this box that pops up where I can type in the name of the student that I want to link them to. So I'm already linked to David Decker. So let's say I also want to observe Sonia Crouch in this case. So I will add Sonia's name, and when I start typing it in, she should pop up so I can select her. And now she has been added to me as a parent observing this student. So when I click update here, you can see this observer in my course is now observing both Sonia Crouch and David Decker. If you want to delete a link from a student to an observer, the same thing, you go to the 3-dot drop-down menu and select link to students, and then you would simply X out of their name and click update again. So when I do that, you can see I'm back to only observing David Decker in here. All right, so that is the direct way to link an observer to a student. If you don't have an observer showing up in here and you need to add an observer, let's say, you can also do that directly by clicking on this little plus people at the top of your people page. And you can type in the email address of somebody that you want to add. So let's say I want to add my husband as an observer to this course. I'll type his email address, and then I can select his role as an observer. Okay, so once I did that, I would hit next. And it says that I was unable to find matches because he's not actually signed up for an account yet. So the parent would have to have signed up for their parent account before you can add them to your course this way. But it is important to note and useful to note that you can directly add them to your course if for some reason they haven't already been added and paired with a student in your class. All right, so that is how you would directly add a new observer to your course. So that just about covers it for pairing observers with students. If you have any questions on how to do that or need any additional help walking through that process, please let me know and I'd be happy to assist you. So hopefully you learned something from this video. Again, if you've got any questions, let me know and I will see you next time.